Get ready for some big news, guys. After big players like BlackRock and Fidelity, another major move is on the horizon. Missing out on this could mean missing out the whole bull market. Are you prepared? So let's talk about one of the most good news right now. It is all about government regulations going easy, right? And imagine if the president goes easy toward cryptocurrencies. That would be a game changer, right? Now, the SEC is in the spotlight, going after various institutions in the crypto market. Genesis, Binance, Coinbase, you name it. They're all feeling the heat. With all the stuff that's going on, the SEC chairman, Gary, has become a familiar face. But here's the twist. Before taking up the position, he was super positive and supportive of the crypto market. However, once he assumed office, he made a 180-degree turn, publicly calling the crypto market filled with frauds. So you probably would ask, was his sudden change of attitude influenced by the government? Well, it is highly possible. Now let's take a look at the 2024 US presidential election, which is super crucial. Even though Bitcoin will go through its halving next year, think about it. Under such strict regulations, any potential price surge could be limited. So this election is incredibly important for the crypto market. After all, the SEC chairman's position is determined by the president, and the SEC's stance on cryptocurrencies reflects the president's attitude. Just imagine what could happen if the next president turns out to be a strong supporter of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It will be a game-changing moment for the entire crypto space. Now, let's talk about the top 4 candidates. First up is our current president, Joe Biden. Now, some folks in his own party aren't even fully on board with him. They are worried about his likability in the general election and feel that he hasn't followed through on certain promises like voting rights, immigration reform, police reform, and climate issues. And when it comes to cryptocurrencies, he is playing it safe and careful. On one hand, the Biden team seems like the idea of blockchain and digital currency driving innovation and boosting the economy. They see how blockchain could be useful in managing supply chains, verifying digital identities, and keeping data safe. But on the other hand, they are also worried about keeping tabs on crypto market. They are worried about digital assets might get used for shady stuff like money laundering, funding terrorism, and all that bad stuff. So they are getting stricter with the rules for cryptocurrency exchanges and trades to avoid any major risk. It is kind of like better safe than sorry approach. Next, we got Donald Trump, who is also eyeing the presidency again. We can say Trump is the biggest believer of US dollar and Bitcoin in real money. However, this guy's got some legal troubles to deal with, including an indictment in New York City and a bunch of investigations. Even though he's leading the pack among Republicans, though many people question, this guy's got so many legal issues, is he still qualified? Well, I think we all have the answer. Moving on to our guy Ron DeSantis. Man, he's got some real support from the Republicans. Despite all the drama with Donald Trump, he's still leading in the polls among Republican voters. People dig his leadership style, especially how he handled tough times like natural disasters and COVID-19 as the governor of Florida. And you know what? He's all about pro-business and conservative policies, which really hit the spot with the party's values. On May 25th, during a live Twitter space session with Elon Musk, DeSantis officially announced his candidacy for the presidential election. When someone asked him about his opinion on Bitcoin, he was pretty clear and firm about his stance. Check out this tweet for more detail. Now let's talk about digital currency. DeSantis has some strong opinions on this too. He is also not a big fan of central digital currencies issued by the government or central banks. He thinks they can really mess with national monetary policies and have some serious privacy concerns. Apparently, over 114 countries are looking into this central bank digital currency, CBDC, and it is becoming a big deal in the world. You see, with government and bank-issued digital currencies, all your transactions are recorded, so forget about any privacy. Your spending habits, what you buy, what you eat, everything becomes transparent. What's more, the government could freeze your assets directly. Imagine losing control of your hard-earned money. That's scary, isn't it? But here's the thing. DeSantis supports people using cryptocurrencies. He believes in the idea that individuals should have ownership and control over their assets, which is what the whole crypto thing is all about, decentralization and empowering people. Now, as for Robert Francis Kennedy Jr., he is making some serious wave among the Democrats. Polls are showing he is getting up to 19% support from the Democratic voters. Pretty big deal, huh? Plus, you can't ignore the Kennedy family legacy. He is the nephew of the late President John F. Kennedy and the son of former Senator Robert Kennedy. So this guy's got the famous last name, and it brings a lot of nostalgia and loyalty from the Democrats. In April 2023, he wrote this article where he talked about how the Federal Reserve and big banks printed a whopping 100 trillion from 2008 to 2022. That's like a crazy amount of money. He thinks it's risky because it creates a bubble that's bound to burst someday. But you know who believes can help? Yep, you guessed it, Bitcoin. He loves that it has a fixed supply and isn't controlled by any banks. And the government sees this too. They are taking action to limit cryptocurrency. They want everyone to live in their control bubble, which isn't cool at all. Even those banks that were friendly to crypto, like Signature Bank, had to shut down because of government restrictions. And get this, Robert Kennedy is not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. If he becomes a big boss, he plans to scrap capital gains tax on cryptocurrencies and support the good old US dollar with things like gold, silver, platinum, and Bitcoin to make it stronger. And he's even open to accepting Bitcoin for his campaign donations. You can call him a huge fan of crypto. So our guy Robert is all about bringing fresh ideas to the table and not afraid to say that he's different from Biden on certain issues. So if you're looking for a candidate with unique vision and charisma, he's our guy. Alright, here's the lowdown. When it comes to the chances of these candidates becoming president, I think Ron DeSantis and Robert Kennedy Jr. have the best shot. DeSantis has got some solid support within the Republican Party, thanks to his leadership skills and policy game in Florida. And being from the Kennedy family, Robert might get some extra love from voters who dig family history and politics. Plus, his rep as an environmental lawyer could attract more folks who care about the environment and climate change. Well, with Biden's grandpa getting older and older, his health could be an issue affecting his decision-making ability. As for Grandpa number 2 Trump, had his fair share of legal and ethical troubles during his time in the White House. Not even to mention he's getting older too. So there's a good chance that the new president will be pro-crypto. Just picture this. If Bitcoin hit record high during Biden's term, how do you think it will perform with a crypto-friendly president? It is gonna be insane. Okay, now that we have covered the candidates' will on crypto and their odds of winning, are you pumped up yet? Some are all for it, while others are against it. If the next president is a crypto supporter and with Bitcoin halving and the adoption of spot ETFs, so get ready for more bullish news. Alright guys, who do you think will win the next election? Are we in the crypto bull market next year? Tell me what you think. And if you have any questions or feedback, I'd really appreciate if you could let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.